Hi, my name is Denise Eckert, and I'm the host of the Relaxation Lounge. And I love coming on here and sharing different techniques and ideas to lower the stress in your life. And today I have Cornelia Kawann, and she's an executive in the Swiss electricity regulator and the founder of Energyon. As a personal energy strategist under the brand Energyon, Cornelia empowers busy female executives and entrepreneurs to use their full energy and thrive in their career and business. So welcome, Cornelia.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Denise. It's a pleasure to be here and to meet your audience.
Now, what inspired you to do this type of work?
What inspired me is actually research, because I'm an electric engineer, so I'm always curious what's out there. And for a long time, energy was only electric energy. But then I discovered the quantum field and quantum energy and to work with energy. And I realized that there is so much more out there. And so this is now kind of my new world of energy, which I'm working in, and I love it.
That's right. And can you explain a little bit to listeners who don't know what quantum energy is?
Quantum energy, actually, it sounds so academic, but actually it's daily life. Because in a way, if you go down to our chemistry of our body, if you remember the physics, you have these little protons, and then you have the electrons turning around, if you remember. And this kind of you have this energy here because the electrons are moving. And it's also obvious that in a way we are walking battery, because we have all our cells. We have this minus 70 millivolts between the cell center and the membrane. And this is kind of when it's a healthy cell. So in a way, we all have this electromagnetic field around us. And this is kind of our energy. It's just not visible as, like the things I'm wearing, but it still exists, it's measurable. And it's so, when you're feeling like stressed or you're anxious, then also your body is kind of tightening a little bit, and it's the same with your energy. It's getting kind of cramped. But whereas when you feel really happy, relaxed, you open up, and also your energy expands, and people can feel that.
Now, I know you touched a little bit on what stress does to our bodies, but can you go into that a little bit more, damage that it can cause our bodies?
I'm not a practitioner, or so I'm not looking it from the medical side, but I'm just looking more from the energy side. And here I already said, it has an impact on our energy. And if we feel stressed, then we have a lot of emotions, most of the time fear in us, and these emotions, they're kind of an energy blocker. And I don't know if you're aware, we all probably these 7 chakras we are having, these energy centers. And these energy centers are on one side connected with your energy body, and on the other side, their task is also to make sure that enough energy is in your for your organs to operate properly. And if there are some blockades because of this fear, the energy can't flow freely, then some of the organs or some areas in your body, they just don't get enough of this energy. And this, of course, and can also cause physical problems, or in the long run, even diseases. So that I look at it from the energy perspective.
Now, how do you work with clients? Like, what kind of energy work do you actually do?
Magic, or like the secret of energy work, or energy management, as I call it, because we have this time management, and now we are managing our energy. It's pretty much the same, just have a couple of different tools. And the goal of it is always to find the cause, because there is a reason behind it. What we see or observe, it's just the symptoms, right? And so there is always, I can share a story of one of my clients. She came to me, and she was on the verge of, I think it was a 3rd burnout. She was looking terrible. And so we looked into it. What's what's the behind. And then we pretty soon we found that she had this kind of very strong, it was not even more a belief, it was really a driver, saying, I can't stop working, because she was continuously sitting on her work, on her notebook, and she just couldn't stop. And she said, she said, I would love to, but I'm kind of drawn to work. Then we really looked into her past. We found then really a situation when she was a kid. I think she was even 1.5 years old, so she couldn't remember. But there something happened, and somebody, her father in a way made her think that she always needs to give more. There was a special situation, and her belief was, I always have to give more, I always have to continue, it's not enough, I'm not enough. And then we healed the situation, and we cleared out these beliefs. And then when we were done, it was really amazing, because I looked at her, and it was kind of as a 10 years younger person was sitting next or opposite to me, and it was on the Zoom call. And she shared the same thing, because she said, while I was working on her energy, then she said, she was looking at her, and she said, oh, I'm so pale, I'm looking old. And then afterwards she said, wow, what did you do? And then really what was really the best thing about it, then when we were done, she said, you know what I'm doing right now? No. And she said, I close my notebook and I go out for a walk. I haven't done for years. And 2 weeks later, she told me she's completely, taking time for herself. She lost 2 kilos, and so she was really very, very happy.
And you know what? I find too, like as an entrepreneur or even an executive in an executive position, we drive ourselves. And the problem I find, I know for myself when I'm driving myself, is that you start getting fatigued and you start making mistakes. So that little job now has become larger and larger, and you're just wearing yourself so thin. Now, what are some of the symptoms that we need to watch for ourselves before we go into burnout?
I think there is one thing, because I also have 2 jobs. I have my business and my executive job. What I learned from myself, and is exactly the point you're saying, I don't force myself, because sometimes we just we're kind of tired, as you're saying, or exhausted, and we just want to get it done, right? So it's out of our mind, tick off the list. But what I experienced is, because then you're doing kind of with the wrong energy, because then it's kind of a must, and it takes much longer and you don't get the result. So I've learned it's just much better, and it sounds weird, but it's with all relaxation, you're the expert on it, to just really take a 15 minutes break and do something completely different, and then start, or like read a book or go outside or whatever you enjoy, and then go back, and you have a completely different energy, and it gets so much faster. So in a way, you make up these 15 minutes in like this. But it's just in our mind, no, I just want to get it done. And what I've learned for myself, if I realize that, I don't force myself anymore.
And I do the same. And it's so hard sometimes too. Like it took
Yeah.
me at the beginning, it took me a long time to get over that hump. And now I'm fine with it. So anybody listening, when you start feeling that fatigued, and if you are working on the computer and you start getting the shoulder, the neck, and you start losing your concentration, and as you said, you don't have to take a long time. Even getting up and doing the dishes for 10 minutes, just doing something completely different. Now, are there any practices that you recommend for people to do while they're taking their breaks? Are there any practices that are really good for our energy?
There is no one thing that fits all, but of course there are some exercises. You can really ground yourself. I can show you this one. You ground yourself, and you really kind of connect with the quantum field and get the energy from there. But what I would like to show first, even, but I think it's more important, that what we kind of really lost is the connection with our body, right? It's kind of, we have this brain, and yeah, our mind is such a big driver, whatever we want to achieve, and our body is just kind of a vehicle we use, and it needs to function. Yeah. And what I think it and makes life so much easier, and also especially for stress, is to reconnect with your body. And I would like to show a little technique how you can communicate with your body. You can even, ask, am I stressed right now? Yes. Or should I take a break now? And you will get an answer. And the more you talk with your body, you will get signals. And then you don't even go in this direction of a burnout, because you're in a closer contact with your body. And so what I learned is, there is this kinesiological muscle test, but in a way, when I'm standing, it's the standing method. When I communicate with my body, I could ask, am I stressed right now? And my body tilts backwards, which means for me it's a no. In a way, should I go to bed early tonight? Yes, because I hang out. I was working late yesterday. So then it moves forward. And in a way, it's what I really think is we should reconnect with our body and communicate with it. And it's talking to us. We get some pain sometimes, but even before, with this simple yes, no, you can already, communicate quite well.
So this is a podcast. So basically what she's doing is standing there, asking her body different questions and waiting for her body to respond. Are there any other techniques that you can throw in there just to walk people through it?
I think that the most powerful technique I use, especially for myself, and I can explain it so that
Cornelia
people,
is
when
now
they're
going to share a 2-minute
listening to the
meditation.
podcast,
If you're
and they
able to,
2 minutes
please join us.
meditation.
If you can at the moment, please forward ahead and come back to this at a time where you're able to take advantage of this wonderful meditation.
Close your eyes, and then you just imagine the kind of these energy roots growing out through your feet into the earth, and they go right deep down into the center of the earth, and there they connect with the lava and all this beautiful energy of Mother Earth. And then the red energy gets all back up through the earth, through the roots, into your feet, into your body, and into your heart. So there is this beautiful red energy in your heart and in your body. And then you imagine that this kind of really strong beam of light just gets out of the tip of your head into the universe. And there you connect with the central sun, and you download all this powerful energy, this white golden energy from the central sun, and it flows down through this channel you build up into your head, through your shoulders, into your heart. And in your heart, it mingles with this red energy from Mother Earth. And then you get kind of a rose energy or pink energy. And now this pink energy is flowing through your whole body, downwards, through your hips, legs, feet, and upwards from your heart, through your neck and throat, upwards in your head. And then you're connected with the beautiful energy of Mother Earth and the powerful energy of the universe.
That's amazing. That's, it's a visualization of energy, sort of a mix of energy between our bodies and Mother Earth. That's very powerful. So I understand that you have a free newsletter that you can offer the audience. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, and I have a newsletter, and I also have YouTube channel, Energy On. And there you get every 2 weeks. There you get a tips and tricks and energy hacks, what you can do to increase your energy, or even protect your energy, clean your energy. And it's also about that it's not only about your physical energy, because there are, everything, according to quantum physics, everything is energy. All our relationships, our health is just energy, and also money, it's just energy. So if you think of all these things from the energy perspective, you look at it from a completely different angle, and that's what I really love about it. And yeah, it's so much easier to transform or shift energy than to transform matter, right? And that's why I think there's a lot of mindset work, and I think it's very helpful. But what I experience with mindset work is that there you always try to become somebody else, because you kind of override beliefs or things to become somebody else. And with the energy work, it's all about letting go, because it's all about letting these beliefs, everything that is on top of your energy you put on your beautiful energy you were born. If you remove this, then the real you with your beautiful energy is coming out. And I think letting go is much easier than compared to becoming somebody else. And that's what I love about it. I'm always like the type that always want to have shortcuts and easy and fast things because yeah, we are also busy, right?
Yeah, it's so true. And I mean, and that's the thing. If something's long and drawn out, the chances of us doing it is pretty low. But if we get nice little short practical practices, perfect, right? So we're going to be wrapping this up. What words of wisdom would you like to share with the audience today?
Energy is life. That's really my deeper understanding. And if you and I think it's also your energy is your business card, because if you imagine that your energy is around you, it's in the room before you even enter the room, and it's also people can feel it. And I think it's a little bit underestimated, but if you know how to use your energy as like the perfume as on everything you're doing, then you will feel the difference.
Absolutely. Well, if anybody who's listening or watching, I will put Cornelia's information. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and ask your questions. So I will be putting the YouTube channel there so you can follow that if you'd like. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Wonderful information.
Thank you, Denise. And I think it's so really needed what you're doing. Exactly, because we need this room for calming down and relaxation. And I think it's really great that you're setting up these short techniques and you're showing to people you don't need much time, but just do it regularly, and take these 5 minutes breaks, and make such an impact. And I'm really, really grateful that you're doing this. And I think your audience can be also very grateful that you're setting all this wisdom into the world.
Well, thank you so much. Well, thank you for such an amazing interview. And thank you for listening. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you're looking for more ways to reduce the stress in your life, please visit www.therelaxationlounge.info. Here I've got access to a free Facebook page where you can get support, information on the podcast where I interview different individuals who share their techniques to help you reduce your stress, plus a membership that you can join where you can come and do stress-reducing practice on demand anytime you need to reduce the stress in your life and create more happiness in your world. I'll see you in the lounge.